Hey, Craig. I think we're it for right now. We are the only ones here. I'm gonna text a few folks. Um, well, really just two folks, but oh well. And then I'll put my phone on airplane mode so it doesn't interfere. Hey, Elliot. Hi, how's it going? Hey, Deborah. Hey Craig, hi everybody. Just saying hi. Everybody, if you don't follow Elliot's Luxury, follow him. Hey Debbie. Hey D Higginbotham. Hello friends. It is Friday hangout time. Yeah, it's been a week, guys. It's been a week. I almost went live just to go live like on what day was it? Yesterday. And then I got busy. And then I kept thinking Saya was gonna go live, and he never did. So I probably could have gone live. Yeah, so Elliot from Elliot's Luxury, he follows me on Posh. I follow him on Posh, and he has a really involved Instagram, guys. Does luxury uh resale. I mean, nice luxury. We're not a luxury site. We're a bag enthusiast, right? Yes, Elliot's the one who bought the Coach bag for me, my red one. And hey, Carol. So I was super happy that he bought that, and it went, and he liked it. So I'm like, yay. But he sells some really nice stuff. Like if you're looking for vintage, just about anything, he probably has it. Um, and he has some beautiful bags. I look at them, admire them, can't afford them, and move on because he is the word luxury is appropriate. um, So anyway, so I had a really kind of busy week, getting back in the swing of things. Um, oh, Craig, I didn't know you didn't know. I'll send you his stuff, guys. Hey, Native. So I was working on this. So okay, so he has he has videos on YouTube, or was it on Instagram? I can't remember where he's showing him. He has like a work studio to actually do bed repairs. I am an amateur enthusiast. He is like the real deal. It's like, "Oh, I wish I could do that. That's so cool. I want that, kind of setup." But I was working on doing some bag moisturizing. So I was having a bad day yesterday, like super bad day. So I decided what makes me happy when I'm having a super bad day is cleaning bags, is conditioning bags and finding bags I have. And I conditioned 5 bags yesterday because I was like in a bad mood. And once I was done fixing what I could fix, I'm like, yay, I'm in a better mood. Right? This is the one Dee Dee Bean gave me. She found it for me. I could never find it. Every time I bid on one or try to find one, it would just go up and up and up and up. So she bought this for me, and I was like, yay! I need to put a sealer on the interior because this whatever this is on the inside, it tends to flake and peel. But I haven't done that yet. But I was looking for an acrylic sealer maybe to do it. Hey, Apple Blonde. Um, Whoa, thank you, Elliot. Thank you for this super chat or star or this is rare occurrence. Thank you. I don't know what to do. Um I appreciate the donation. Anyhow, I I did a thing. I did several things, mostly repair things. So let me show you just a tip. Thank you, Elliot. Um So I did open something earlier this week, and I didn't do a live. I know I should do a live, but you know, this is an actual unboxing, guys. Guys, remember I told you I got off my vacation and within 1 hour I purchased a bag? This is a bag. So I went on vacation. I was going to be really good, and then within 30 minutes of being back on land and having Wi-Fi and the internet, I'm talking to Craig, and Craig is like, and Elliot, Craig is Birkin boy. So Craig is like, Jackie, you need to see this bag. And I'm like, we've been following this bag, right? We've been following this bag. And so he said it's half off the price it was originally listed at. I'm like, okay, let me buy this bag. So this came all the way from Dubai. Um, I think this one came from Dubai. I think so, yes. And it was no, it wasn't Dubai. Where did that import tag come from? But I think the listing, the page is the luxury closet in Dubai, but I think this came from a different country. Um, I know, right? This is a Reed Kharkov. So Reed Kharkov is no longer being made. So there's Reed Kharkov, and then there's Reed. Reed is the downline that they did for Kohl's. This is the Reed Kharkov, which is his own brand, own namesake. It has to have um, this particular logoing or it's wrong. Like it's going to be polyurethane. It's going to be fake leather. This is real leather. So Reed is currently a creative director for Ed Hardy. But after he was a coach, and then he did his own brand, and then he went to Tiffany, but then Tiffany was sold to LVMH. So then he is currently with Ed Hardy. So we follow him. I follow him. This is the recurve. This is the mini boxer bag, guys. I know. You're like, Jackie, stop it with the box. I can't. I can't. They're limited items because they're what is in the world is all there are left. That's it. Um, hey, Linda asks, oh, Linda, you're here. Thank you for coming. Hi, Linda. Linda, guys, is currently moving from across the country to the other side of the country with 4 cats. She needs all of our prayers. She has 4 cats. She's driving across the country. I only did this with 2 cats, and it was hard enough. And now it's going from like Michigan to Texas. Like, I can't imagine doing that with 4 cats because it's going to be a multiple day process. It isn't just like in one drive. It's going to be like several drives. Those are going to be some grumpy cats. Okay. Um, I think she's a gorgeous shade of blue. Um, this one is real leather. Yes. Reed Kharkov is real leather. The ones that was made by Kohl's is called Reed. It looks the same, is not the same materials. So you want the one that says Reed Kharkov, and you have to be very careful. The listings can be very tricksy. Um, I know, right, Debbie? With Linda S moving with 4 cats, you know. uh, all the prayers and positive thoughts, guys, because traveling with 4 cats it's never easy. So this came this week. Let me put her over here. And this one came this week, and I just oiled her up yesterday. So this is navy. I know it throws black, but this is a Dooney and Burke Florentine leather. Craig and I have decided it should not be called navy. It should be called midnight blue because truly it's more midnight blue. It throws black, and then in the right light, you'll see the blue. It truly is blue. If you put this next to black, it is honestly blue, guys, but it throws black really, really dark, more like a midnight blue. Okay, can you tell us about the leather? Is the leather old school Coach or lighter than outlet Coach? The Reed bags. Okay, so Reed bag, we have this version, and the belt's off of it because I took the belt. I was conditioning this last night. So this is the bigger version to this one, right? So this is a Vachetta pebbled leather. This is just a nice polished, smooth leather. Sorry, I'm talking away from the microphone. So this is a very heavy. This is a very heavy leather. It's more like, mm, not okay. So Coach old school leather. There's a soft pliableness to this. This still feels like it's still soft, but not pliable. And I think that's just a function of age. So where is my? Let me show you a different one. We have. As I throw the bags around. Come on. So this one is the Vachetta. So this is a very thick leather. It does have edge paint. If that's a deal breaker, I'm sorry. It's heavier than current Coach, not as soft as old Coach. This is another version. This is the stressed treatment on it, but this is a canvas Vachetta. So this is the medium boxer. And I love this bag. Like I love all these bags. They're my children. Okay, children. Um, I don't actually have real children. I only have one fur baby, so the bags are it. Um, so this one's softer. So this one is a softer leather. Sometimes there's buffalo, sometimes there's calf. Um, Linda, you've missed a lot of bags. 85% are Vachetta. Yeah, it's actually really good quality. These bags are older, Elliot. He was only in business for like 5 years. So these are roughly around 8 years old, which is the sweet spot for buying a bag because people are letting them go for a great deal. When originally they were a couple $1,000s, you can buy these for a couple $100s now. So I like the large one, but and let me put the belt on it since I took the belt off yesterday because this is now I realize this is sacrilegious to a lot of people, but leather needs moisture. And Vachetta, when you put a moisturizer on it, certain moisturizers will darken the leather. And I did that on purpose. But this is where you can see where the light color. This is the exterior where it was a little bit more even. Because you can see it covers, you can even see the leather here where this is where it was covering. And if you really want to see what color this leather was originally, that is how bright and white this used to be when it was brand new. It just has aged, um, as it should. Yes, it's so awesome. I have another one of their bags, Elliot, that's buffalo leather. So they have buffalo leather, mostly all cow leather, mostly all made in Italy. Absolutely amazing bags. And we keep telling people about them, so people keep buying them, so the market's getting harder and harder to find them. But that's fine. We don't gatekeep here. We share. You know, we share. We share the love, guys. We share the love. There's enough bags for everybody. The Real Real is the best place to find them. Hey Jolie. Um, to like, yeah, YouTube acts like a 15-year-old. If I missed your comments, just re-comment because I'm they're scrolling by pretty quickly for me to catch up when I'm not looking at the screen. Jackie, I've been carrying Speedy. So everybody, Linda S bought the Speedy that I had for sale. She bought my Speedy 30. Um, since then, I have looked at buying another LV bag because oh my gosh, LV keeps dropping stuff. It's like they think they're fast fashion or something. Um, but guys, I think I'm aged out of Louis Vuitton. Guys, I'm only 44, but man, I don't know who they're designing some of this. I mean, I liked some of the creator stuff. What's his face? That was kind of cool. But then they're coming out. Rakita's Closet just posted these new looks with some collaboration with these cartoonish um animal characters. So like, look, I live my life in Disney characters. I have a mouse as like my best friend and a teddy bear over there, right? So it's not as if I'm here judging anybody's love for animals, but I'm not spending $3,000 to carry a bag that has a cartoon animal on it either. I'm spending a couple hundred at most. Jackie, I've been carrying okay, right? D, crazy, Jolie, unpopular opinion, LV is fast fashion. Craig, I'm in the same I think once you've got beyond 4 collections for 4 seasons, which they surpassed a long time ago, they stopped being, you know, it stopped being um, slow a while ago. It's been fast fashion for a minute. You know, when regular department stores have a 30-day turnaround, what the hey, you know? So anyway, so I was talking to Debbie, and she's here. So I was talking to Debbie earlier this week, saying, "Debbie, I think I've gone past bag enthusiast to bag collector." Now, let me explain. Now, I know y'all are saying, "Well, Jackie, of course," but I've always said I was an enthusiast, but not a collector. But there's certain things I'm actually collecting now that isn't just me buying a bag, one, twosies. Oh, I just like that one. Let me buy that one. No, no. It started with Coach. I have the Coach Aqua Pewter collection, the Coach Faded Blue collection, and then I stopped that. But I have the Dooney Navy. Behind me, you can see the Dooney French Blue collection. And then I have the Florentine Dooney collections. And then I have collections within the same Dooney and Burke patterns where I had to collect more than one of the same thing So that's where I think I've crossed over to enthusiast to flat out collecting at this point, because I was watching Meredith. Hey Maria, I was watching Meredith from Living Lux with getting her name wrong. Anyway, I was watching Meredith, and she was saying that she is a collector. She finished her LV collection. So she finished her what do you call it? The LV Pleaty collection within from the Marc Jacobs era with all of the different color what do you call it? I think I did that wrong. Well, I'll do that later in a better. I need to put the loop a certain way. But anyway, so I have my lovely so part of the collection process. Now, is Monica in here yet? I don't know if Monica's here or not. Um this bag is my navy Florentine Dunia work, and I wanted to show you the red one. So this is the red one I showed you a while ago that I put the oil on it. Guys, look, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. People get a little crazy when you put oil. This one had neat foot oil on it. Totally fine. You know, it's fine. It's leather. It likes moisture. It's good. It's good for the environment. Its environment. Oh, I also collect the Dooney denim blue. So I have that's the medium Russell. This is the regular Russell. So now I need to get the large Russell. That is how I'm a collector, guys. That's what happened. That is exactly what happened to me. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not a collector. I'm just an enthusiast. I just bags. I love all the bags. I'm like, no, Jackie, you've crossed that bridge. That bridge says you are a collector now. Because you're not buying a bag because you want that particular bag. You already have that bag. You have that bag in 2 different sizes, or you have that bag in 5 different colors. Um Jackie, every time you reach for a bag of Brace, I know, bag of lunch. Hey, it's not Jackie Live if I don't drop something or something doesn't fall. This is like the way life is. I already dropped 2 bags. Oh, I did the project bag I'm working on now, the one that I showed you earlier, this poor Coach Rogue that has seen better years. This is what's so sad about current Coach is that um old Coach from 40 years ago, I can restore, clean, and look beautiful. New Coach, I'm doing good just to make it look okay. So this is newer Coach. This is a 5-year-old bag. This bag has been through the ringer and then some. See, it has some rubbing all the way to the took the coating right off. But this has been cleaned. Thank you, Melissa. This has been cleaned with saddle soap inside and out. I have used the first coating of oil was neat-foot oil, and this is last night I used mink oil with lanolin. So this is another. This is it. Still needs more. It still needs more, guys. This leather, this poor leather. I guess. Uh, I guess the order is enthusiasm, collector, and then hoarder. Yeah, I'm broaching on hoarding. I'm broaching on hoarding, guys. I am also self-aware. Um, I have to get some of this excess off the bottom. And this is so weird. Look at the color difference between the bottom and the sides. It almost looks like it even feels different in the leather. It feels different. Hey, Melissa. Hey, guys, Melissa's Corner. If you guys didn't see her video today, she did her Ralph Lauren unboxing. Now, that Marcy tote, I have the exact same tote, and I am not even kidding. I put that same tote in my cart and I was checking out, but I was in the car driving with my husband and I had to get my credit card out because I didn't link my account properly. And I was like, I'll do it later when I get back. And then I got back and it was gone. It was sold. Melissa bought it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Melissa, because that tote is amazing. And I have the exact same one. I would have just bought it to give away because it was such a good bag. And I showed it to a lot of people, but it's just a black tote. It's just a black tote. Like, y'all don't understand. This is a Marcy tote. This tote sells for $500. It is on sale for $50 plus tax and shipping from Goodwill. Buy it. And she did, and she did. Thank you, Melissa. Um, whatever brings you happiness. Yes. Guess yes. Well, my hey Jeanette. So my sister's broaching on hoarding when it comes to certain things, and even she's had to give up. It's like she's a self-confessed hoarder of um china because so many people are getting rid of grandma's china. Anything with a gold rim on it, or a metallic rim of any kind is hand washed. So people don't keep stuff you have to hand wash. So that's every garage sale you're gonna find a set of gorgeous china. And my sister kept buying it. I think she's at six or no, I think she says she's at 9 sets of china. Like these are just one serving. This is 9 complete sets of china, serving for 8 or more. So finally she says had to stop. And she goes, I have no more space and I have kids. We're eating off plastic. Like, okay, okay. So we all have things we collect, right? Right? Some things are just bigger than other things. That's all. Oh. So let me show you the the stuff I was using. Is this right here? This mink oil, all natural, normally used for boots and for skiing. Well, it's not necessarily skiing, but if you have leather boots for weatherproofing. Um, hey, Latina. Um, yeah, so I just had a really fun um time cleaning my bags. And I'm super stressed out. I just come in here and I just pull bags, and I have some bags and bins I need to pull out and start getting them. Bags need air. They really shouldn't be squished. Unfortunately, because of my space, they're squished. Someday I'm going to finish my studio, my real studio. I had 2 sets, kept a set, and had the dishwasher. It gold. Oh, you did the gold in the dishwasher? Oh my gosh. My grandmother is yelling at me in my ears right now. It's like, no. Um, what was I gonna show? Oh, this is the other bag I cleaned. This is another Reed bag. So this is the Reed transatlantic tote. What is on? What did I get on you? Hello? No, no, no. There we go. So we got another layer. This is a really soft leather. We have even more conditioner. Now, this coloring is because I used the wrong stuff. It's fine. It's my bag. We're good. But again, it's part of that age thing, right? This is the color it was in its beginning of life. This is the color it is now, you know? It's just age. Age changes everybody, okay? We go there. So there, okay, bag of lunch. So I'll have to put those up later. So, oh, let me show you my bag today. Hey Marilla. So I do have an unboxing. I'm just waiting around to do it because I want to show. I was so excited to talk to you guys. You know how I am. It's like a rush of information. I have everybody here in the first 20 minutes. Let me talk to you about everything. So this is the bag. The most beautiful Dooney bag ever made, ever on the planet. This is the limited release re-edition of a 2017 print that Disney released for their Visa. This particular shape of bag, they only released 400. Now, I don't know if they're doing another release. It's not numbered anywhere. It was just the first drop. They dropped 400 of them. I don't know if they'll do more. It was a Visa card member exclusive for Disney. They do have the backpack print available at the parks. Now, online, it's not available, but at the Disney parks, the backpack version of this is. So these are the Disney dogs. Now, I did look them all up, or my husband did, and I forgot who they all are now. Because mine, I only care Pluto, Pongo, I forgot her name, Mrs. Pluto, or Mrs. Pongo, and then this is from Bolt. This one is from Lady and the Tramp. I said then there's Fox and Hound. Well, not Fox, but Hound's in here, and Doug, and I mean just the Disney dogs, guys. The Disney dogs. We love them. Um, Stitch is my favorite. So this bag is a re-release, and I forgot the name of this bag. So Dooney does this all the time. They come in and out with bags. This is an old style bag tote, and they'll revamp it, bring it back, put it back in. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Purdy, the lady Dalmatian. Pongo and Purdy. Okay. And then there's like the little Chihuahua dog. And I mean, it's just a fun bag. And then what I have in here also, because this is a tote day, um, let me try not to flash my credentials like I commonly do. Um, let's make sure the badge is facing me. So this is, guys, this is I dropped another bag. Oh well. So this is a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren bag, and I did some modifications to this. So people, hold your breath. Hold your breath. Okay. Those who don't like people modifying bags, just shh. Don't. Um, if I had LV instead of DB, it would be like four. Oh yeah, Linda, you're right. That dog. That's Sandy, right? Yeah, it sold out, Sandy. So this one, I punched a hole in it, guys. So I have a hole punch and I added a hole right here so I could put my keys. This is my office keys. They need to go on my office bag. This is an office bag. I wear it around my chest. It's perfect length. And then I used up here, I just used this to hold my badge because this is how I get in and out. And this is just a Coach Mickey, tag extra. So this is what I use for the office. And inside, I don't think Brian's here right now, but Brian gifted me with this really cool pouch, which I use right in here. It's perfect for this bag. Perfect. Because it acts as a divider between my phone. So this is my, let me not fat. Here's my work phone that just flashed my, work property of whatever state agency. Guys, it's not a big secret. It's just a little secret. And then so I have my work phone in the back, my pouch right here with stuff in it, and then I have my other. This is my personal phone, goes right in here, and this one works really well. And I just close it up, matches everything. It's black, it's polo, it's vintage. I love it, and it's fantastic. So this is my current work bag. So somebody was asking like, how many bags can you use? Like, do you have time to use your bags because you have so many bags? Like, I use 2 bags a day, guys. On the bag I was spotted the pug from Pocahontas. Yeah. Yes, the footstool from Beauty and the Beast. Yes, those are all on there. Um, Yes, this is the footstool, and I can't remember which one's from Pocahontas. There's this pug, but I can't remember because like Disney owns everything now, guys. Disney is like they own Fox, they own DreamWorks, they own um Marvel and Star Wars. I mean, really, who's left? Um, always have we always have to have options. Yes, options. Always need options. So I carry several bags. And then so what else is in this giant tote? Because this is a very big bag for me, guys. This is a very big bag. Jackie, does Dooney do this silhouette in other colors? Yes, it's not a current silhouette they're currently making. It is a silhouette they used to make, and I'll have to find the name for it. But this was a silhouette they made. This is like the perfect tote bag, by the way. It has the perfect drop length. For me, the perfect drop and arm length is 11 to 12 inches. Perfect length for a tote. But what I have in here is I have the sweater I wore today, and nobody will be surprised. I did spill coffee on it as soon as I went to work this morning. I'm like, really, Jackie? This is my Daisy. I wore the sweater on top of this t-shirt because it was cool. I live in a hot state, so that means the office has to be frozen tundra. Wolf cry to blue corn moon. True, I have not. Um, or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins. Okay, you guys are quoting song lyrics I don't know. But so this is the bag I have in here. So actually I was using this bag yesterday, and instead of changing everything out, I just threw it in my big tote and took everything with me. I just threw my other bag from yesterday, I just threw it in here, threw in my sweater, threw in my other bag, my other purse. My little purse is this little purse right here. Normally this little purse stays in the car, but because of the weekend, I didn't want it to stay in the car. And so this is the work bag today. This is what went to work. Let me put it over here. Oh, the other thing I did yesterday, um, on a hot summer night, you offer this is the Michael Kors bag I showed you the other day that I said I needed. Got dust on it because it fell on the floor with Watson fur, guys. If you live with a pug, you understand. There's pug fur on everything. You can never pugs shed all year round, guys. So anyway, this I I put like 2 or 3 layers of conditioner on her, and we look brand new. This is when Michael Kors still used leather, or really nice soft leather. And I got that is too much polish that it get rubbed off. Yeah, there we go. So this is now she looks brand new. This bag is a good 10 or 15 years old. you know and it's funny because it has this hardware style now. It's back in style again. I mean, they actually make this bag called the Sienna from um Michael Kors without this zipper detail, but it has a seam right here, and sometimes that seam has a whip stitch, sometimes it's just a plain seam. So they're still producing and using this type of bag, our style of bag. So it might be 10 years old, but it's still perfectly fine. I mean, really, it's what dates your bags more than anything is hardware, and honestly, this type of hardware chain is back in style. Not that I follow styles. I just happened to see a few. So I think that's all I cleaned yesterday. How did I get some more? I had some excess. I got a little too enthusiastic with the um horsehair brush. Oh, what did I do? Okay, I hit something on my. There we go. Be right back. Bring it, Jolie. Um, I like the zipper, says Jolie. So this is a horsehair brush. You really want to do this on a smooth leather that's like this, that can take some buffing. This is all natural vegetable dyed. So what I'm seeing is there's bits where I have some of the conditioner I used. I didn't quite get all of the excess off because there's lanolin and wax in that. So what you're seeing is a little bit of the wax. This one actually might be a scuff. This was not a perfect bag, guys. My bags are perfect. They're perfect for me. Mhm. I like character in my bags. So I get the bags that have the character. Actually, Craig found this for me, guys. Shocked, right? He showed me the listing. It said medium. I said, "Oh yeah, I want a medium," and then I got. I'm like, "This is not a medium," but that's okay. People Dooney changes their sizes for things like all the time. Like if you're looking for their classic satchel, and there's a mini, there's a nano, there's a small, there's a regular, there's a large. I mean, seriously. It's like, guys, I actually kind of prefer it when people name their bags a 30, a 36. Like, give me the centimeters or the inches or something, because and then I know what I'm looking at. I cannot tell you how many bags I've purchased where I'm like, what size is this bag? You know? And I've bought many a bag thinking I got one thing and end up with another thing. Like, okay. Hmm. I'm not always the most detail oriented. Sometimes I see something and the color just is like, oh, I have to have that. Please, I have to have that. And I get it, you know? So anyway, I think I've missed some. There we go. Chats. Um, so how is everybody else doing, guys? How was your week? How was your work week? Um, I actually was able to catch Super Jacob's Wednesday live on the replay because oh my gosh, was it late? It was really late. It was super late, guys. We had a rough week. Work was rough. I can't really go into it because if I start ranting about work, we won't stop. And I can't talk about work on the socials, you know? We actually have a social media policy. So, pretty much the policy goes is say nothing. Nothing I say represents my agency. That's how that works. Um, the only metrically inclined is when it comes to perfumes. That's true. Oh, speaking of perfumes, did I show you? I had to have shown you this. I know I showed this. I think I unboxed this live, right? The Blue by Chanel. Yes, I think I did this last week. Hey, Craig, welcome back. Vertigo, so over. Oh my gosh, Andrea, Virgo is the one thing I can't even believe you're on. I can't even watch the screen. I can't watch screen. I can't look. I can't read. I can't move. I can't do anything. When I have vertigo, it is in bed until it's done. You know, this is my favorite cologne. It's well, perfume. Um, this is the best work one I have ever had. Um, so this was my favorite, my Polo Intense, and it's still a favorite. But there's a patchouli in this, and you have to. And when you're in an office, some people hate patchouli. Okay, so this one is very office friendly. Very office friendly. It's not so overreaching. It's very calm, yet not too. It's citrusy. It's woody. It's friendly. It's very friendly. And that one I can spray in the middle of the day, and it's totally cool. This is my other favorite. This is Polo 67. This is still has the Polo DNA. This is their brand new toilet EDP or EDT, sorry. And this one you can wear half a day on me. But this is also a better office fragrance because, you know, because I work with mostly men, I don't like to wear sweet or floral because it's not appreciated. It really isn't. I don't like sweet fragrances, but I used to like oud heavy and floral heavy. I wasn't very appreciated. So now I just wear men's cologne and hey, look, the guys like it. I like it. It works out. Nobody complains if I have too much. I think it's kind of a cliche of men using too much cologne anyway. So it's like people are kind of used to a cologne kind of bomb. This is my wallet from yesterday. I had a bunch of excess um products on my hands when I was doing the cleaning. So I just everything I could touch that had leather got a little bit of a shine last night, and now I'm just doing a buff. Are you having troubles with your ear crystals, Andrea? Hey, Miss Jelly. Um, have you tried the new one from yes, no, not the Earth. Well, I don't know if it's a new Earth one, but it's an Earth one. I have this Earth one sample and I love it. I would be very inclined to get a large bottle of this. This is the Polo Earth EDT. This is the EDT sample. I got a bunch of samples from Macy's, and so far I'm really happy with that. And I had a friend from the Fashion Bunker, Super Naked Fashion Bunker, send the handbag. No, the Renegade Realtor. He sent me a sample of City of Stars by Louis Vuitton. That stuff is nice. Okay, now I've just learned a valuable lesson. The white cast here, this is the lanolin, I think, or the wax from the mink oil. So I'm gonna be a little bit more careful about making sure I get the excess off when I use that particular product, which is fine because I've almost used a whole jar of it. Um, Dee Oh, Dee I was watching your live with Corinne, or Corinne. I can't remember. Man, you guys, Trooper, 11 o'clock last night. You guys are up late, and then you were on for like over an hour. I didn't finish it. I was watching it during the office. I mean, during office when I was at work today. Um, for part of the workday. Guys, nothing is worse than finishing a good audiobook and going to get next to book 2 and realizing there is no book 2. Cliffhanger of all cliffhangers and no book 2. And it's been out for over a year. I'm like, I went looking for the research. Like, do we have another book coming? Did you write another book? I need another book. I need book 2. Yeah, Miss Jelly says you fell asleep. Oh my gosh, at Super Dake's live, I fell asleep to him talking to me in my ears. And the next day I had to re-listen to everything I had listened to anyway because I couldn't remember. Like, believe me, when I tell you I fall asleep to Dake talking to me, it's true. And then I dream and like, was that a dream or did he really say that? So then I have to re-listen anyway. So it's like I should just, whatever. We'll go. But let me do an unboxing. We've been here for 40 minutes and I have a box. I am so excited. So excited. I didn't mean to clap. I know sound. I'm sorry. Um, okay. No one will be shocked. No one will be surprised. Nobody. We had lots of Asian creators in chats, people from Australia. That's so cool because they're all it's their time zone. It's for all the night owls. CDD, you're a night owl most of the time. You should just do midnight lives and have talk to the people on the other side of the planet. Um, so it came in this box. It's a one of those ready post box, USPS box. Oh my goodness, guys. I went to I think I tell you guys on Monday? Yeah, I did. That I had gone to the US Post Office on tax day, forgetting it was tax day. Whew, I have to say, I'm never coming back on a Monday again, not realizing it was tax day. And the poor postal person, he was by himself. His coworker called in. Like, really? Really? Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, give me a thumbs up, guys. I can take all the thumbs up. I don't understand the YouTube algorithm, guys. I don't get it. Uh, so this is how we came. We're not exactly packed. The box is perfectly appropriate, guys. Perfectly appropriate. But we could have at least put something around the bag. So I need to do. Okay, okay. I take that back. There was one piece of paper at the top, but I opened my boxes at the bottom because people put the least amount of tape on the bottom of the box. Um, so there's their sticker on here, not supposed to be there, is a repeat purchase, guys. A repeat purchase. Nobody will be surprised. Nobody is shocked. Nobody is like, oh my gosh, Jackie, you bought a denim bag. Yes, I did. Jackie bought a bag she already owned. Yes, I did. This is Hey 5 Foot Nothing. Oh, actually, she's not here. Hi, Monarch. Um, I was today with her Hermes collection. I didn't know she had a channel. Wait a minute, I haven't seen 5 Foot Nothing's channel. I need to go check her out. Um, so this is the Bell Bellport tote in mini. This is the darker blue. I have the lighter blue. I have a problem, y'all. You know when I love a thing, I love a thing, you know? So I have this little lady. I used her, and I have two different extenders because I didn't have matching set. I've fixed that. It's coming in the mail. But so these are the minis. These are my two minis. They're so freaking cute. They're adorable. They are so. This is my seriously has a beautiful Picotin collection. Nice, Miss Jelly. Um, yeah, dark denim and light denim. And oh my gosh, if I could afford more, I would. I did not know when I bought that first Bellport bag because somebody listed it for $50 on eBay. I didn't know what I was buying. They didn't know what they were selling. All I know is this is a really cool bag. I have to have that for $50. Not understanding that the leather version of that bag sells for something like $700 or $800. Like, yeah, Jackie, you're not going to be able to buy that one again. Just be really happy with the $50 version because it's not even a $50 version. It's the same bag that normally sells for $800. And I'm like, whoo, and that's for the medium leather reversible Bellport bag. I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna treasure the one I got. And I really do want more, so if more come my way and more come on this channel, you will not be nobody will be surprised. So why do I love this tote? It doesn't make sense because I don't actually like part of the functionality of this belt that cinches it in. Now, when everything's in there, it's fine, but I actually prefer the look of it winged out like this. I like the way that looks better. Um, it has this very minor branding right here. I mean, you really can't see it. It's just printed in here. Um, if a Ralph Lauren site is having a big sale right now, yikes! I love my long chomps. I'm glad I'm broke, Stephanie. I saw Craig so tempting as Linda S, but not on the Rickies. Yeah, of course, not on the Rickies. So these two together. So I bought these both pre-loved for half the value of what they sell for. I think I can't remember what they sell for, but I think this was like 140, and this one was 190 dollars with shipping. They gave that to me for $90 with free shipping, and that's how I bought this one. This one was 140. Um, Believe me, my credit card's screaming at me, but I'll show you why I love those. So there's a difference between these two. They don't look different. These handles, they look the same, right? There is a difference in the feel. I need to train that better. There is, this is the Florentine leather. This is whatever leather that um, Ralph Lauren uses. I like the way this feels in my hand more. Shocking, I know, because you know I love my Dooney stuff. But there's this, the way this feels holding it is a little bit different. It's the width of the gauge of this is different than this. It's just something about the way this is. And plus, it's still a leather rolled handle with a fabric bag. And even the other one, it's not this heavy. These bags, if y'all know, a Florentine bag is heavy. These are not light. These are heavy, empty. You know. So even this bag is heavier than the other medium Bellport bag. Um, so that's part of the problem why I love a Dooney, but Doonies are heavy. And this is just so easy, casual, light. I love it. Um, and I drop everything. But we're gonna stop with we can't keep buying everything in the world. We're gonna have to stop with the unlimited unboxings. So I'm broke too, says Monica just gave first payment for a new bathroom. Oh gosh, and a new closet. Oh gosh, Monica, just be happy if those every renovation, I'm not doing it to scare y'all. Every renovation I have ever done, they say estimate another 20% has been more like 30 or more percent higher than the estimate because something always happens. Something either happens or something is added. Like either the scope changes, like, oh, can you add this concrete pad? Can you add this light fixture? Can you put a socket over there? Those things that aren't in the original scope add up. So all I can say is good luck on the remodel. It's worth it in the end. Just have to power through it. I'm on Ben Island. I'm on Ben Island just because, well, Ben Island and I don't get along. I don't think I shouldn't put myself on Ben Island. I think my anxiety from placing myself on a restriction causes me to lose my ever loving mind. So I think I just have to be consciously aware of what I am doing. Because when I tell myself you cannot, apparently I can do it for a couple days, a couple weeks, and then I just go all crazy. So I'm like, nope, nope. And I have no more space, guys. I have a Buckley and yet to use it's been a Buckley. Really, Latina? That's because the Buckleys are heavy. The Buckleys are heavy. I sent her Chanel in Instagram. Oh, I sent her channel in Instagram. Both cars finally fixed. TDB. Yes, I was able to make payment arrangements, paid half for the rest. Oh, that's rough. Believe me, I've been there. I hate. Craig says I hate Van Island, but it was one of the best things I ever did. That's because you have perseverance and commitment, and you stuck to it. I can't. I did it for like what? I think I lasted 3 weeks on Van Island with Craig's 3 months. Um, Linda, you should just come and visit some of us on Ban Island, but then go back when your son goes down. Yeah. Well, I have to be on Ban Island because I'm planning a trip at the end of May, and then we're going to Disney in September, and that trip is going to be expensive with, capital E expensive. And it's not because there's a lot of the trip that's prepaid, but you can't, I can't overstate what happens on vacation. When people say it's as easy $300 to $400 per day at the parks, yes, it is. Monica says, yes, Jackie, so true. I can't believe how much more I'm paying than the bathroom I did 2 years ago. Yes, Monica, it is just crazy. Um, yes, I'm super excited about the trip in May. I'm moseying on over to Louisiana in May. It's going to be hot and humid. It's okay. We'll live. We'll survive. Mr. Watson, I'm still struggling with missing Milo. So every time I see a homeless pet, I want to take them in, like seriously. And it's just like um 2.5 weeks. Actually, it's longer than that, isn't it? It's like the end of May. It's like 4 weeks from now. Um, yes, I am meeting Craig, and I'm just trying to put it in the universe. All things going well, we will be meeting up at the end of May. All things going well, guys. This is, you know, no accidents, no dramas, no whatever. Let's just hope everything goes good. Um, yes, that's why I love the cruise. Food, non-alcoholic drinks, desserts were included. No, we were on Ben Island for 2.5 weeks. Oh, I was on Ben Island for 2.5 weeks. Yes, I didn't even make it 3 weeks. I made it for 2.5 weeks. Yeah, I know I'm having a hard time with mine. So every time I see another dog, I'm like, oh, but James and I have talked about it. We really just want to keep Mr. Watson, especially through his mom should be coming back through the end of the month. Like she should be moving back in, if all things go well on her end. And then that we don't want to introduce a new dog with her not being here. So last time, um, are you vlogging it? No, not vlogging it. I don't guys, I am the worst vlogger in the world. Um, I I forget to take photos. I forget to turn on the camera. I live in the moment. You're lucky if you'll get a photo. But it will be over a Friday if I'm lucky, so I might be vlogging from a hotel. Um, well, if all things go well. If all things go well, guys. We're planning on meeting at the end of May. Um, we're hoping. We've had plans before and they've fallen apart. So let's just we'll go with it. We go. Um, I wanted to show you something else, but I wanted to talk to you about why somebody asked me in my last life, like, what's my like goal bag or pinnacle bag or bag I want to get. And I kind of said, well, I guess the Hermes bag because that's kind of like the top brand of a bag if money was no object. And then I started thinking about it and I was like, hmm. No, Craig, your life is just busy. Busy, okay? Busy. Not a giant cluster disaster, just busy. Okay? You've had things. You've done things. You've not like you've been sitting around doing nothing, sir. You've been very busy. And last time it wasn't even our fault. Last time we were supposed to go meet up, it's because other people got ill, and then okay, well, we can't meet up. Because like neither one of us need to be near anybody who is immune anything because we're both immune compromised. I'm like, excuse me. Oh, speaking of immune compromised, I am so ticked off right now. You know how Miss Winnie BLV is doing weight loss Wednesdays, and I'm also on Manjaro, and I have been for like a year, but I really haven't lost a lot of weight. I mean, I'm happy with the weight I've lost. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a really bad diabetic when it comes to my numbers and my levels. I can eat nothing and my numbers will be high. So it is, and actually, truthfully, eating nothing does cause your numbers to be high. So let's see, if I could eat I lived on a keto diet. I lost 50 pounds from that. That one worked really well. And then after the keto diet, we went on a low protein, low sugar diet, and that worked. It was doctor monitored. That worked really well. Then I was going to do gastric bypass. I went and spent an entire year going to my doctor every single month on a controlled diet. The problem with the gastric bypass surgery and all the things that come with it is that one of the biggest key components to that is you cannot drink liquid while you're eating. And like your whole life, you're conditioned to eat and drink at the same time. And part of going through that whole process was learning I can't do this. I only really drink when I'm eating or at meal times. I don't remember to drink before I'm eating and then or after I'm eating. And then your eating content has to be super monitored, and then you have to be on a bunch of medication for like ever and ever and ever, a lot of supplements you have to take. There's a lot involved with gastric bypass. Like I'd be part of their practice for the rest of my life because of all the complications that may or may not can happen. So I'm just like, I can't do this. And you really should never drink alcohol once you shrink your stomach like this tiny you metabolize things differently. Um Craig says, "Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. My doctor said he placed me on into a program that guarantees I will always have shots available when time for real." Oh my goodness. Okay, Craig. Because okay, this is the problem I had today. This is the problem I had today is I went to my doctor. I have a shot. I'm supposed to get a refill. So 1 month, I get 4 shots in a in, you know, in a box, and it's one per week for 4 weeks, once a month. Well, today I need my refill. I called it in yesterday, and they said, "Well, you need prior authorization." I'm like, wait, what? You've been refilling this for me. I've been taking this for over a year. What do you mean you need a prior authorization? You have it. Well, then so I did all that stuff yesterday, but here's the catch. I didn't call till late in the day, so the pharmacist did it in the morning. My doctor's office, only one person does this. So you have to contact insurance company, you have to do all kinds of crap, and then you have to send it back over to the pharmacy. Well, that didn't happen today, and I need my shot today. So I go to the farm. We left work early so I could go to the pharmacy so I could get this medication. And they says, we need prior authorization. And the pharmacist says, ma'am, every every insurance company is requiring this, not just one or two, all of them, because it's so overprescribed. They're double checking and triple checking to make sure you actually need it for diabetes. Because I'm a diabetic, I take 15. That's the highest dosage of Manjaro you can take. I had to ramp that up over a year from two something. And not only do I take that much Manjaro, I take 100 milliliters of Trejeho, which is another injectable insulin, with metformin glucophage, 2,000 milligrams of that. So I'm on like every medication you can be on for diabetes just to get my numbers to not even normal. I am still not normal. I am good. I am not great. And here they're like, "Oh, we can't give you," like, oh, good Lord. And this is a medication that has to be in your system like regularly. You can't. I'm not sure if I can just start back up with 15 without side effects of hell, because that is what the side effects are. Hell. And it's just worth the side effects to take it. So annoying. Craig says basically they set aside my scripts 4 weeks before it's time to refill. Yeah. Yeah. Monarch says, yes, Jackie, my doctor wanted me to have the surgery, but it was too much. Yeah, it's just too much. I did an entire year of talking to my doctor every single month after going through the weight loss doctor, going through the program, going through the nutritional classes, going to all of it. And I said, and here's the rub. My best friend, my bestie, he's no longer in life, but he did the surgery. His health was so bad that the doctor says, you have to do this. And he did, and he lost hundreds of pounds. Here's the thing. His heart was already taxed through his lifetime of other issues. This is genetic too. It's not just weight related, but weight complicated. And he couldn't change his behavior, and he would still drink alcohol with after the gastric bypass. And he was used to drinking alcohol in quantities when he was a 400-pound man. Now he was 150 pounds. It's like, dude, you can't drink that. You're not even supposed to have 2 ounces of that. Stop. And then he said, no, I'm fine. I know how much I can drink. I'm not driving. Mhm. Yeah. And after his his untimely, loss of life, I said, "I'm not doing this surgery." Nope. I still talked to the doctors. I still tried. So glad your trip was great. You have been busy on your show since coming home. I am Candy or K80. Oh, hi, Helen. Oh, wait a minute, Helen. Your name looks familiar. I should know your name. Um, I have gastric bypass in 2006. Latina says, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, but basically, my friend Kenny, who was the best man at my wedding and my friend since college, and he was pretty dang awesome. He had he had lost and gained like hundreds and hundreds of pounds in his life 2 or 3 times. He lived life hard, guys, hard. And he put his heart through a lot. And he it was natural causes, it was overnight, it was sudden, nobody expected it. Um but he had everything in place. It's just when I got that phone call, I'm like, "What, Hugh? Huh? I thought he'd lived past everybody. What do you mean he's no longer with us in life?" I don't agree with this statement. It was very difficult, guys. Um, Again, my tablet goes all nuts. Anyway, if you ever come across the red horseshoe bag, oh, red, yes, Helen. That's why I know you. Helen. Yes. So yeah, I went back to the Dooney and Burke. They're having, okay, so Helen, they're having another warehouse sale between the end of summer and before the um Black Friday, because honestly, if you work retail, if you're in retail in any capacity, the best sales are not Black Friday. Black Fridays have got you deals, but actually, if you really want items on a good discount, end of season summer sales, transition seasons are actually the best time to buy stuff, and especially at Dooney. Some of the best sales are before Black Friday. Black Friday is kind of like, oh, and then they have the 12 days of Christmas that Dooney does that too. Dooney does a lot of sales, but they're going to do another warehouse sale because I have another friend who talked to the lady, and they know me now. The ladies at the Dooney store now know who I am and know my YouTube. So hi, ladies. I'm going. Um, so anyway, it's just like, so yeah, I've been having I don't have my medication, so I'm a little cranky about this because by the time Monday rolls around and the physician's assistant, Monday is the worst day in the doctor's office. Worst day, because that's the day all this stuff piles up and people have been sick. They've either had emergencies and they're trying to see their doctor on the Monday, or they think, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Let me get through the weekend. Monday happens and we're still at the doctor's office because we're still sick. And so it's hard for them to do this work that's calling the insurance company, proving to them that yes, my A1C is still way above normal. So yeah, she's a diabetic. She needs to, now then I have to call and say, hey, look, do I start on this dosage? Do I just take this and hope I don't have a weird reaction? You know, because there's a reason why you ramp up slowly through the dosages. They don't just say, "Here's, take this," because the side effects are pretty serious and they're different for everybody. As you would know if you listen to Winnie BLVs. I would love any style thanks in advance. Sure, Helen. I will absolutely tell you if they have them. I'll keep an eye out. Wednesdays is the best day for a doctor's office. Yes, Wednesdays are the best days. I used to work 4 10s, and then so I would, and they would be like, "Oh, you have Monday or Friday off." Like, no, 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 no. We would work Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday off, and then work Thursday, Friday. And that is the best schedule because we could get all of our doctor's visits, never have to take time off for being sick because, well, unless we were like super sick, but we didn't have to take time off to see doctors, because there's a lot of, when you're seeing a doctor every month, I don't get that much sick leave, guys. So, and doctor's offices are only open at the same time my work offices are open. Luckily, my boss is pretty dang cool, and we could come in late or come in early, and we can work around that. But not everybody can do that. So, if you're seeing a doctor every month, like let's say if you're seeing mental health doctor every month, there goes your sick leave. How are you supposed to actually be ill? Most of my friends with kids, they're not out sick because they're sick. They're out sick because the kiddos are sick. That's just the way it is. So anyway, um, we came back from our cruise. I'm sure I gained weight, guys. Even though I tried to be really careful with what I ate, the cruise was a lot of food. And I wasn't even trying to eat a lot of food or even eat a lot of anything, but I was still eating 3 meals a day versus eating 1 or 2 meals a day. So most of the time it's like a small breakfast and then just a lunch, and maybe sometimes a lot of times I don't even eat dinner. Because if I come home straight from work and I come right here and do lives, I don't stop. There's no eating. There's just me coming in, and then I'm talking to you. And by the time I get off here, I'm like, I'm not hungry. I'm like done. I'm going to bed. I'm tired, and that's fine. I don't have to eat. I'm fine. Um, but now that my appetite suppressant medication that regulating my blood sugar, we'll see how this goes. Um, I might have, and even with all the medication I am taking, because I was eating 3 meals a day with dessert, by the way, my numbers went up when I was on the cruise, which was not good. No, no. It's hard for those numbers to come down. What I really need to do is exercise, diet, and medication is doing everything it can. So the only thing I can do now is diet and exercise. Who doesn't gain weight on a cruise, right? All you do is eat and sleep. That's all we did. Um, we had a blast doing it too. And but James has been full tilt going since we got off the boat. We got off the boat on Sunday, drove home. On Monday I took off, but James went to work, and he worked all week. He was in training for 4 days. And okay, I can't talk about work because I'll just go on a tangent. I told James, like, we have talked to each other about work or people at work or about work more than we've talked about anything else. So, um, when we used to work in different companies, at least I could tell him stuff that happened in a different office. Now we work in the same office and have for 8 years, so that it's the same thing, same issue. So we talk about work at work, we talk about work on the way to work, we talk about work on the way from work, and then we talk about his mother because there's stuff we're having to deal with his mom, and then we're talking about other issues. And my sister calls, we're talking about my sister. And then by the time we get home, we're done. We're just done. And he's laying down, he's taking a nap. He'll probably kill aliens in a bit. I will touch y'all, and then I'll go to bed. And so when we were on the cruise, we haven't really talked to each other for months other than about work. And so we talked about other stuff. He says, we're not talking about work. On that week on the cruise, like, we're not talking about work. We're not talking about my siblings. We're not talking about your mother. We are just going to hang out and watch movies. And we talked about Star Wars, and we talked about Disney, and we watched Broadway plays that they did. And we just had a fun time. It was a really, um, um, we watched we talked to other people, like other people on the boat. We had a social thing with we met some really nice other Disney Vacation Club members. So there was a social gathering. So at that gathering, we ended up finding a little military couple. They are Disney Vacation Club members. And we said, well, how long have you been a member, and how long? And then we started talking, and all this stuff. It was just a fun time. Adult talking to people, learning about stuff. It's kind of fun. Oh yeah, we totally need this cruise. We totally needed the cruise. Dee Dee says I lose weight on my cruise. It's more movement. Oh wow. Really, Dee Dee? Craig says that's the best vacation, just decompressing and having a fun, completely disconnecting from. Yes, and that was the big thing. I mean, okay, well, let's be honest. I was having serious withdrawals about not talking to Craig. Serious. And so the 2 days I could get to talk to him, I did, but he was busy, guys. And then the reception's not the best. So even though my phone has, it was next time I do this, I might pay for the internet. Of course, I say that now. James won't let me. Um, because he's like, you'll just be on your phone. I was like, fine, fine. Okay, I'll talk to you. So I did read books. I read on my Kindle, which was a really good reacquaintance. And you know what? I haven't touched my Kindle in 5 days. I had that Kindle with me for the whole week, and I couldn't. And I read it when I woke up at night. I was looking at my Kindle, because I wake up at night all the time. I never sleep throughout the night. That's just not the way I am. I haven't been that way in years. All the stress dreams came up. Okay, in about a week, there's a convention in town, not in this town, in the next state over, that is the only opportunity I have to take this prep course that I would need to do. But here's the thing. To take the prep course, you have to register for the convention. Good $600. Then you have to get to the convention. It's not in the state. Then you have to get the hotel, probably at the convention place. Not cheap. And then you have to pay for the prep course, another $300 or so. And then once you've done all this and spent 4 days away, and even if I get time off from work to do this, to get this prep course to take, I had to pay for the privilege to take the test and then pay for the membership of this organization so I can get this certification that I can tell people, I know this stuff. Like, I already know this stuff. So it's not happening. There wasn't enough prep time. There wasn't enough lead time. We didn't realize it was the only opportunity to take this. So I'm not doing it. I'm all bummed out about it. As I told you this week, I had a lot of bad news. That's part of the bad news, guys. So it's like, whatever. So it's like $2,000 for the privilege to have these two little initials on the back of my name for stuff I already know how to do. And then I talked to the university because the university, yeah, I know I'm just like telling you everything in the world today. And it's nothing to do with bags, but I have almost a master's degree. I essentially am 1 hour shy, but it's not like you can just take 1 hour. You can't just take 1 hour. And plus, since it's been so long, I'm probably going to have to restructure my courses. Some of them will probably expire. They're probably going to say, no, I know you took that, but because of the age of the class and how long ago you took it, even though you have all these, like, to me, it's like, it's not worth it. It's not, I already have the education. I went through all of the education. I just didn't get the piece of paper. So it's like, I'm not sure how much this piece of paper is worth to me to go back and sit down, do another couple courses, pay several more $1,000s to just say I have a master's degree in geography from a liberal arts college. I'm not sure it's going to be that beneficial to my career. So, but the $2,000 I could have spent on the certification would have been more useful. Maybe got a promotion, but at that point, the promotion increase with that certification, it's like you pay for the promotion, to be honest, just by having this new credential, just whatever. Here I said I was going to talk about work. Let's talk about bags. The other thing I did, I grabbed this bag, and I put some oil on this one, because this is the Coach Dinky. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Coach Dinky. They don't make this style bag anymore because Coach makes beautiful bags and they discontinue them. That's what they do. They make beautiful bags and they discontinue them. And whatever. So this is the 1941, when they did the 1941 line. It has the 1941 tag. But the problem with this bag, guys, I love the Dinky. You see how it has this really cool kiss lock coin purse in here that is really cool in concept and really awesome, but mostly not the most usable. The problem is it causes this kind of dimpling effect just because it's the soft leather. That's a metal piece. So the way you want to store this is put a little piece of like cotton back here, which of course I haven't done. And then you just keep it closed, and then you can put it wherever you want. I love this little bag. This is the Coach Dinky, and what they came out with after the Dinky is the Hayden. Right? So this is the Hayden. And there's even another one that just came out. It's not called the Hayden. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the Hayden, but it will because it's a little bit, I think a little bit longer, but it's not the Hayden. So this one doesn't have a back. Okay, they both have back pockets. I lie. Back pocket, back pocket. This one, the Dinky, you can actually fit a phone in here. This one, you can fit some phones in the back pocket, not all phones. Like mine's this case would not slip in here, but my Pro 12 would, but I don't think a 14 would. So this is the one that I got from Brian. So this is the Hayden, and this is the Dinky. That extra little bit of space, that little extra like inch, crucial, crucial when it comes to actually using these bags and the height difference and the width difference. So I think that I love the Hayden, but I use it as a phone bag. This is the Dinky, and this is really, really, really good as just a bag, you know, a bag to hold things. Um, I know, right? That denim, right, Monarch? I was talking to I love a good wallet on chain. Yeah, I want to get that. There's a version that Ralph Lauren makes. I want to get. I haven't been able to find one with the funds available, the price I want to spend. And there's a beautiful blue one I was looking at. Yes, Craig found it for me. He's like the best personal shopper ever. Um, how long is the strap length? On which bag, Latina? The Hayden or the Dinky? The denim one or the pink one, Latina? I think it's 22.5-inch drop. I can wear it. It has adjustments. This one, I'm assuming, because this is the one that you can buy. Um, so the denim drop later in the spring. So it does adjust. So this isn't even at the longest adjustment, both. Okay. So at the longest lengths, let's make this at the longest lengths. And I really like the Hayden, the width of this. Okay, so I've always wanted Helen. I've always wanted to get a Kurt Geiger. All my friends who've bought Kurt Geigers tend to get rid of them. The only person, NJ, um, what's his name? NJ Snell? No, not Snell. Um, he's in Britain. I have to look. I'll have to find him for you. He has a lot of Kurt Geiger. Winnie B has some Kurt Geiger. Anna Beckman had Kurt Geiger. The thing is, everybody who bought the Kurt Geiger, they ended up getting rid of them for some reason or another. I think even Yoda had one and she got rid of it. I think that Winnie B still has one left. I think they're beautiful. I think they're great novelty bags. I think they have wonderful colors. I don't know how they wear. Because I don't own one. Every time I look to buy one, something else comes up or I get distracted. I put Kurt Geiger kind of there with my Rebecca Minkoff for like the novelty, pretty kind of cool bag. And I prefer Rebecca Minkoff. So I don't know about the Kurt Geiger when it comes to. I think the style looks good. I think they're pretty, but I have noticed that people who have purchased them don't keep them. And that's more telling than anything else that a whole bunch of people bought them and then they said nope, done. So this is roughly 40 48 inches from end to end, from hook to hook, like, and that's including this bit, the so it's 48. So on me, it I can wear this without an extender. And it fits along the chest a little bit. Um, Kirk Geiger for me is a Steve Madden of bags. Yes, that's exactly. I mean, they have their own little like falcon head or whatever, and they have the pretty cool colors. And I like the gay pride stuff. I think it's beautiful, but I think it's like a Betsy Johnson. It's like a novelty type of bag that and they mostly are flat bags, and I like a shoulder bag. Hey, speaking of bags, have you guys, so this is a dinky strap. No, this is already at the longest extent. The I had all three gone, says Melissa. Yeah. The quality is just so. Yeah. I think that's the problem. I think that's exactly what Kirk Geiger bags are. Trend bags. They're fun bags. You like one, buy them, enjoy it, and then move on. You know? Enjoy it for what it is. So if I didn't mess up the measurements, the Dinky is a 50-inch drop with the metallic um, dog leash clips. So 50 and 48. No, 50 and 4. Yeah, 50 and 48. So the Dinky has a longer chain. Yeah, a longer strap. At least this one. At least this one, fully extended. So they're roughly the same. So my round self, I can wear this. I can wear this comfortably. A 50 is actually the most comfortable length for me, and that's only. And this is because you're accounting for the clip, the extra length of this clip. If you're only looking at the leather bits, it's a little shorter than that. Yeah. So I really like Rebecca Minkoff, but Rebecca Minkoff also, even though she has her own style, um, again has that look. She has a look that's really reminiscent. It's kind of like um, Chanel and YSL is kind of like the Rebecca look, if you just differently. So if you guys watch Leather Tannerstein, he just did a video today about YSL where he and I posted it on my I think I posted it on my Facebook too, where he posted he took apart a YSL what's it called, Lulu or whatever it's called, whatever that pretty chevron bag is, and he unstitched it at the seam here, and then he showed some of the craftsmanship, and then he restitched the bag, guys. He stitched the bag. He said, but he was explaining why he does not think that the YSL bag is actually really considered a luxury, and it's not so much that the quality is just okay. He says the quality is just okay. Um, with the YSL, he goes, what people are paying $2,500 for is the name YSL. And he goes, if the YSL wasn't on this bag, I don't think you'd spend $800 on it, let alone 20 something $100. So he says, it's an okay bag. Is it worth 20 something $100? No. $2,100, it's not. $2,600, it's not. He goes, this would estimate cost maybe $150 per. So, so cost of value, but wearing a designer bag is how it makes you feel, right? I feel great with this bag on. I love this bag. Part of that's the brand. Part of it's branding. I have plenty of brandless named bags. Like there's no branding on it at all. I had a brandless Fendi lookalike. It never said Fendi, but it had the same look as a peekaboo, made in the exact specs of a peekaboo, but it was made in a colorway that Fendi never made. And it was made, and it was all leather. It was a beautiful leather bag. There's nothing wrong with the bag, other than knowing that it's supposed to look like a peekaboo, but isn't a peekaboo, and it made me feel like I was kind of a fraud, even though it wasn't a replica. It was just an inspired inspo bag, right? So I kind of felt like, oh, it's not really a Fendi, but it looks like a Fendi. So I prefer the Radley of London Bedford bag, which also looks like the style of a peekaboo in the fact that it has a similar look, but isn't a peekaboo. It's a Radley of London Bedford bag, and it's a couple $100 versus a couple $1,000, and it makes me just as happy. Tanner is out there crushing dreams, says Miss Jelly. Yes, he is. Well, he has a very unique perspective. He likes a very specific type of leather and finish. And when you're that specific about a type of leather and finish, it does not leave much room for other people. So I would take what he says with just like for fun, for entertainment values, you know, and for some good knowledge. If you like the bag, buy the bag. If you like the brand, buy the brand. He says that too. He says, like the bag, buy the bag. But know what you're doing. Knowing how much this costs, knowing how it's produced, knowing how it's manufactured, knowing how it's constructed. Go into it knowing what you're getting and realizing that you're paying for branding. Then don't be upset when said bag falls apart or has an issue and the company doesn't stand by it, because you bought it through a secondary vendor, even though they're authorized, but you bought directly from them. Therefore, we weren't going to look at it. If you guys have been listening to some of the other dramas from Dawn Loves Couture, yeah, there's some stories out there, guys. I was listening to She's the Posh. She has a new video up on her Rebag saga of drama. And what is definitely taught me, being on YouTube, doing business in the fact that I've sold things, bought things, consigned things, is that I will never sell anything to the real again. or consign it with them, I will purchase from them all day long. And I don't know how they keep getting people to sell them stuff because knowing how my bags were processed and how long they stayed there and how they sold and the value, what purchased the value and what they sold for, and then what I got, I would never consign with them again because the loss is just, I'd rather give it away, truthfully. And I mean, I realize I'm not selling Louis Vuitton bags, I'm not selling super high end bags, but they were still high end enough. You know, they're Tory Burch bags. They were one was a boy it's a brand out of Manhattan called BOYY. Really cool company, but the bag, a really high value bag, but it didn't have a real market. So everything's about demand, right? So Rebag, they sucked. They screwed me over. Yeah, Craig told me what they did. You said on Winnie's life what Rebag did to you, Craig, and I still can't. Wow. Yeah, they are the worst. So shady. I was like, wait, they don't even have brick and mortar. They're based out of it. They're internationally based. Like you can't. I mean, what? That's why I was kind of nervous when I realized that the boxer bag I bought came from a company out of Dubai. Not that they were based in Dubai, but based in the fact that the it's kind of like saying um, it's a lot of companies contact you. It says, we're worldwide free shipping based in the, XYZ space. And there's some particular spaces in this world where they're friendlier to corporations. And yeah, there's no recourse. You kind of buy it and get it at your own. There's no real consumer protection there. You're buying it at your own risk. And that's kind of scary. Craig says Dubai is resellers of China replicas. Yeah, I know. It's like it used to be Hungary, what they talked about. Now it's all Dubai. If I see anything on the Dubai that isn't fragrance related, I'm like, I don't know about you. I don't know about this. What's your thoughts on Fashion File? I have personally never purchased from Fashion File, Karen, because Fashion File is a company that does not have the brands I purchase. You will see the rare and occasional Louis Vuitton bag in my collection, but my collection is contemporary. It is Ralph Lauren, it is Marc Jacobs, it is Dooney and Burke, it is mostly Dooney and Burke, Marc Jacobs, Coach. I have Michael Kors, I have Kate Spades. I'm a predominantly American brand. I prefer American designers if I can. I even like Tommy Hilfiger. I just don't like the materials of the bags that they make. So Fashion File tends to be higher end brands, limited selection of brands. So yeah, it's also the home of 70% of the world's wealth. Yeah, Dubai. Yes, yes. When I first started my geography master's degree, I started in urban and regional planning. I actually didn't start in geography. I was going to be an urban and regional planner. And that's where my dreams were dashed when I realized that planning is awesome, but it's really dictated by development. So if you have a zone, a master plan for a city, and this is what I'm zoning this for, and then developer comes in and they petition and they ask to rezone that for whatever reason, most of the time the rezoning will go through. So it's not really, there might be a master development plan in the city, but a lot of times it's driven by land ownership because the ownership it's really hard to tell people who invest millions of dollars in a land that you can't build houses there. So most of the time the rezoning goes through. This is just the way it is. And so Dubai is a planned city. It is fascinating. The way that's been constructed, the way they designed it, it is definitely, there's a lot of wealth in that country. A lot of wealth. And it's very interesting as a study case. I would love to visit. I would love to go see it, but I can't afford that country. I'm not sure I can afford to even stop at the airport. Um, Miss Jelly says Fashion File is good, but they tend to overprice everything. I can believe it because, I mean, yeah. Craig says yes, Fashion File is very reputable source, but they always mark up for sure. Yeah, I mean, so the only place I really shop on now that's is Vestiaire Collective, Mercari, kind of, Poshmark, mostly now eBay, and then uh, the Real Real. And the Real Real you have to kind of be careful with, just because there's so many wrong listings. Like, Craig and I were looking at a bag that they had marked. It was a Ralph Lauren bag that they had marked for something over $1,000. That bag originally retailed for only like 400. It's like, why did they mark this for $1,000? I expect those errors to be done like a clothes mentor. I've seen those errors, like, oh, it's a black label. No, that's a Ralph Lauren. That's not a black label bag. So a lot of it is just having education about what you're looking at. Let's see. SD says, I purchased from Fashion File because they ship to my local Neiman Marcus. I can't ship to home or work, and I haven't converted my P.O. box. Nice. Well, that's good to know that they ship to Fashion File. I mean, there's a lot of people who, I think Winnie B buys a lot off Fashion File. Um, Fashion File Corporate is located 20 miles from me, and I can shop there in person. That is freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. That is awesome. I'd love to do that. I'd just love to see that. I've seen other influencers from the past do Fashion File, Warehouse, whatever. Um, but some of the stories that She's the Posh is talking about with the rebag stories that she's been talking, I'm like, no way. No way. You know, it's like they're so outlandish. You think they're fake, and they're not fake. It's like legit. These are people's complaints because this is what's happening. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying. I'm not gonna risk that much money on something for them to tell me, oh no, we shipped it. Like, well, yeah, you shipped it and it got here, but the box is empty. You know. Anyone have experience of selling their bags on Fashion File? No, I have not sold anything to Fashion File. I have sold stuff directly off Mercari and Poshmark and through my vlog. I've had a vlog sale in the past. I do have bags I need to sell. They're sitting. Oh, I gave my sister, guys, a Portland Leather Goods. Actually, if Melissa's still on the live, she gave me a taco pouch from Portland Leather Goods. So my sister was here and she didn't have her. Okay, remember when she came here to do bag rehab? Actually, I need to find her bag and rehab it. I forgot to do that. Actually, it's right here. Is it right here? It's right here. Well, while we're here, let me condition this because I told her I'd do this and I forgot about it. So let's just sit here and play with bags, okay? And I'm just gonna use this mink oil because I want to use it up. It's not bad. I like it, but I don't like the white film if I don't get all of it off. That's more of a wax issue. I really like my neat foot oil more, but I'm out of it. I've actually used the entire container, the 4 ounces. So I think I might have to buy an 8 ounce container next time. Hey Melissa. So I gave my sister the taco pouch. Um, Monica, I don't know who Jane Fines is, but so I gave my sister the taco pouch for Portland Leather Goods. My sister is a teacher. She constantly she does dance. She's a dance assistant and she's a science teacher. She's a really busy woman, and she loves that taco pouch. She says, "I love Portland Leather Goods." There's this round bag she really, really, really wants. I think Dee Dee Bean has it, or owns one like it. And then she's like, "I really, really, really want this." And then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, girl. You love Portland Leather Goods? Like, I have 3 totes I can give you. Are you sure?" She's like, "I want the pencil couch or pencil pouch. I want all the little SLGs. I want this round purse. I love this company. Oh my goodness." I'm like, why? All the bags I've given her, all the bags I have, and this is the bag you love, Portland Leather Goods. Why? And she's like, it's so lightweight. The colors, the smell. I'm like, okay, I can give you Portland Leather Goods. It's like, I was shocked. It's like she has a custom made, hand stitched, handmade bag custom for her to her specifications from a friend of ours. It's a very heavy bag. And Portland Leather Goods? Really? But she's a teacher. She wants a pencil pouch. She likes a taco pouch. She likes the lightweight. She likes that it's pliable. She likes that she feels like she can beat it up and it's completely fine. I'm like, okay, girl, I'll get you some Portland Leather Goods. I know what I'm getting her for Christmas now. You know, I probably won't be buying it a mystery box because, yeah, that seems a little bit disappointing. But um, I'm like, if you want PLG, I can get you PLG, Jen. Um, That's the problem with Fashion File. Don't offer 55% off retail value and turn sell around for no. Oh, sell over retail? Fashion File sells over retail? Heck no. I was going to sell one of my Chanels to Fashion File and said, no, ma'am. I laughed at what they offered me. Yeah, I'm sure, Miss Jelly. In a quick fix, they were probably saying, "Oh, please sell us to us for this little bit of money." But my friend does consignment. She's having a hard time. There's just a lot of stock out there right now, and not a lot of money going to do for extras. Because honestly, you know, it's it's hard to say, "Hey, hon." If you're an average person like me, who's an average person, working an average income, I work for the state and I live in a nice house. I don't have kids, thank goodness, because they're expensive. I don't have to worry about college or any of that stuff. But yeah, telling my husband, hey, can I use 7 grand to buy a bag? He doesn't know. It's just that's not in a realm of possibility for me. So, yeah, when people talk about the price increases, I'm like, oh, they increased? That's nice. It doesn't matter. I couldn't afford them before. I can't afford them now. And even if I could afford one, if I made all the sacrifices, sold all the things to buy the one bag, I'd have one bag. So Caleb's doing that, by the way. If you guys watch Caleb Snell, he's having another vlog sale. He's going to be selling a bunch of stuff. He wants to buy another. He's still on his Hermes journey, but his Hermes journey is aftermarket. He's not going through the store system. He's doing it like um he's just going to buy it if he can find it on the secondary market. But I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to sell what I have and love to fund the one bag dream. I don't have a one bag dream. Oh, I was gonna tell you all this and I got sidetracked. Let me tell you. Let me see if I catch all the chats. I bought 2 Arbor 2nd. Does anyone know this brand? I don't know if I know Arbor, Latina. Um, Send me a link though. I love the smell in SLG, but no more bags for me, I don't think. Good to know about Fashion File. Thank you, says Karen. Try Facebook group, Karen. Um, Karen, just do research before selling and resellers. Yeah. Do you mean to sell bags, Miss Jelly? I've generally paid close to retail on some of the items I purchased from Fashion File, but they were pieces that I had trouble finding at boutique. Debbie says, even if I were a very wealthy person, I still don't think a bag is worth thousands to me. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, it really just depends on everybody. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Where I got my love of the bag, where I got my love, not just of bags, why these bags? Why the bags around me? Why do I have 300 bags? Why these particular bags? I am very much self-aware in the fact that I know that I collect the same textures, the same silhouettes, the same styles, they're different colors, but they might be the same bag. Like I have 5 or 6 zip satchels from Dooney. I do not need 5 or 6. One bag is fine, but no, if I like one, I have it in multiple. So it came from my uncle, guys. When I was 19, so 19, no, it's probably 20. I was probably 20. I was on a trip with my mom. Jenny wasn't on this trip when we were in college, so I might have been 21 at the time. We were on a trip, my mother and I, Klaus, stepmother or stepfather, um, my uncle, myself. Who else was on that trip? Oh, Lucky. I don't think we had Dream yet. So I think it was just Lucky, um, the one adopted sister. And we drove from Lithuania down to Italy to visit Klaus's very, very, very good friend, Franca, Mikael. Mikael and Franca. Mikael was Klaus's very good friend. He's Danish. He was living in Italy. And 38, chats 19. Please please thumb up the lives, please. So the thing is, we were visiting our friend in Italy. This is in the 90s, guys, 90s. So we were there early 90s. So we went to Lake Como, we were in Turin, and we went over to Florence, right? So we're in Florence, and we also went to Pisa, and I can't remember the town that Pisa's in, but the Leaning Tower of Pisa is connected to a chapel. Because it's actually four towers. There's only one leaning tower, but it's four towers, and it's part of a chapel. It was actually a bad construction that made it so popular. But we're walking around the cathedral, and it's a tourist destination, guys. So as you do with any tourist destination, you go touristing, and there's vendors and they're selling stuff, and they're like, "Hey, buy our bags." And my uncle's there. My uncle's a wealthy merchant from Thailand. He owns a couple businesses, several businesses. He owned at the time his biggest thing was oil, but what he did produce shipping internationally. He had textiles. He was very wealthy, a very good businessman, and very successful. And he was my mom's really good friend, and our uncle, loved him to death. So we're shopping. He and his family vacation a little strangely. So he took vacation separate from his spouse. So if he was vacationing with us and our family, his wife was home with the children. When he was home with the children, then his wife could take vacations, and she normally would go to like Japan or Singapore. Sometimes she came to Europe, but she didn't want to be that far away from her kids. The kids growing up didn't leave the country. So the kids growing up, they would tour and they would go visit places in Thailand, but they went internationally tour with their kids until the kids were older. It's not strange just saying. Well, yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, so it's like, so they take separate vacations and not with each other. And they do now, because now their kids are all old and married and have their own children, and now they were able to go vacation together, So they wanted to make sure the kids were always had a parent, So anyhow, they so Kanashala, my uncle, was with us, and we were in Italy, and we were looking at bags. Italy's known for leather goods, right? And we're shopping, and we're looking at all the vendors and Italian. And this is so long ago. We were using lira. It wasn't even the euro. This is pre-European Union, guys. And we're shopping and looking at bags, and there's all these beautiful bags lined up. They're just beautiful bags. And I knew that his daughter wanted a Celine wallet, and I said, to my uncle, like, "Hey, she really wants a Celine wallet." He's like, "I don't want to buy her a Celine wallet." I'm like, "Well, why not?" He goes, "Because they're not made that. I mean, it's not that they weren't made that well, because they're expensive, they're name brand, and at the time it was the canvas, coated canvas." He goes, "And they're not even made of leather." He goes, "I really want to get her a well-made leather bag." And this is and he looked at bag after bag after bag, and vendors in Italy would get frankly very cranky at you if you asked to look for a bag and didn't just buy the bag. They really didn't want to hand you the bag until you wanted to buy the bag. Like, you couldn't even look. You can look, you can't touch. But to touch the bag, you were like, they wanted you to buy the bag. And we're Asian, right? We're like, no, we're looking and we're haggling. And so my uncle was like, "What are you looking for?" Because he was looking after bag after bag after bag. And I said, "What are you looking for?" And he's like, "Less hardware or no hardware." And I said, "Why?" He goes, "That ages a bag." He goes, "Well made." And he showed me all the details, right? I said, men in Asia are different because, well, not different. They're just, I think, normal, but he always carried a bag. He's a married man with like three kids. You just carry bags, and I'm not talking a briefcase or a messenger bag. He carried a clutch because that's all his papers, all his documents. He was a businessman, and he had to go from location to location to stock and give papers. He goes, and you're in a huge, densely populated place. Like, having a bag loose at your hip is actually not very secure. So he always carried a clutch close to his chest, at his side, in front of him, all the time. And he's the guy who was chauffeured and you would never know he was like this multimillionaire. You truly want. I mean, he has nice leather shoes, but basically brandless. The man's brandless. And so he was like, because he didn't want to be a target. And he said to me, "Jackie," and I was, 20, 21 at the time. He's like, "This is what I'm looking for." And he ended up finding two beautiful bags, absolutely gorgeous bags, well made, well constructed. I mean, by the time, at this point, the vendors had clocked they knew. what he was looking at, and they didn't even try to promote the other bags. They kind of knew what they figured them out, and so he got these beautiful bags, and I've always kind of gone with that since then, is that a well-made bag doesn't necessarily have to be a branded bag. It just has to be a well-made leather bag, and to look for the construction, the details. This is why this bag, which is like 30 years old, is still amazing, because this is all leather. There's very little hardware. The hardware that's on here is brass, and it has no edge paint. The edge paint and the glazing, that's the stuff that's going to flake and peel. This is just leather. This whole thing is leather. That's why people keep buying vintage Coach bags, because 30 years down the road, they're still great. Now, this is vintage, and then I just showed you this poor baby. This poor baby is not vintage. This poor baby is only 5 years old. This one's been through the ringer. It's just a new way of doing the finishing and how they're repair and work now. This has glazing on it. There's edged trims. This is just a fast way of doing stuff. Instead of being burnished edges, they're edge coated. You have this nice stitching on it. That's great. And you can see the construction. But this is a really nice leather bag. But this isn't going to last 30 years. Not look. I mean, this is already looking like this at 5. You know. So that's how I got my love for that's why I don't care so much about the brand as much as I care about how it's made and what it's made out of, how it's constructed, how can I repair it. Like, the biggest flaw with these this is the Rogue tote, is what we all love about them are these handles, and I've said a million times, if you leave them like this is going to cause tearing in the glazing. It's going to crack. It's going to already rippling the leather, you know. So, cause this is a thin leather. This is just one piece of leather. Instead of having the backside, they have, what's the word? They have sanded the backside, and then they have coated it. So this is just a thin piece of leather. This literally is just a thin piece of leather that has been tanned and treated and then painted on the interior. And yeah, it's going to crack, it's going to give, things are going to happen to it. But this one that's like 30 years old, this is from like the 90s, still, it's going to last another 30 years, you know? It's fine. You just keep putting conditioner on it and keep working on it, and it's going to be fine. Actually, I need to pull the strap out. Um, I've held on to my Willis I bought in the mid-90s. Way to go. Keep that Willis. If y'all watch Dawn Left Couture, where did I put the strap? Of course. Of course I put the strap somewhere not in the bag. Why do I do this to myself? I was working on the rivets and I moved the strap. I'm gonna have to tear apart this whole place again tomorrow looking for that. Jen's gonna want her bag back at some point, although it was my bag first. You know, I bought that bag. She took it right out of my closet, guys, right out of my closet. She walked by my bag. She's like, Tracy, that bag. I've always wanted that bag. Yeah, so have I. That's why I bought it. And then, yeah, twins. It's okay. She loves it. Um, I love minimal branding, always have long before quiet luxury. I just find it more classy. Occasionally I whip out. Oh yeah, I'm all for all of it. Hey look, I live in Mickey Mouse. I am all for the branding. All for the branding, guys. Um my brand of choice is Disney. So I mean, I have no room to talk to anybody about anything but any brands. But um if you want something to last a very long time, that looks if you're I'm not I have a lot of variety. I have several bags that are 20 years old or older. You know, I have bags from when I was a teenager. My first bags I ever purchased were Monogram, Celine Monogram, and my very, very first bag I was ever given as a child was a Gucci. It was my mother gave me a Gucci in the 80s. Um, and that was my very first bag. I had it all the way up until like 5 years ago. Actually, maybe 10 years ago. I threw it away 10 years ago. No, 5 years ago. When I cleaned out my dad's storage unit, I found it and I threw it out because it had been destroyed and ravaged by time and age and heat. I now wish I had it just to show everybody, hey, this is my Gucci when I was like, 10, 7. Because give a 7-year-old a Gucci. This is what you do when you're Asian. And so it was So my first love of bags were actually monogram bags, and then canvas totes because of my dad's teaching sensibilities. And then now that I'm able to afford my own bags, however I wish to buy them, I still wear, I mean, Dooney. I have DB Dooney bags. I have Disney bags. I have the LV bags. I have Mickey Mouse everywhere. I am not shy about my branding, but if you want to wear something that kind of goes everywhere and looks great and doesn't look too in your face, that blends in, because I'm loud. I'm loud. I'm a big person. People are going to look at me. But in Asia or when I was in Europe, I did not carry these bags. I did not carry Dooney and Burke bags. I do not travel with the same type of bags I carry and use in America, in Europe, period, or in Asia. I would never. Um, it's just a different environment. The way you dress. I actually give people tips a lot, and granted, I have not traveled to these countries in a long time, but when I did travel, I stayed there for months at a time. Not a week, not a weekend, not 10 days, not 7 days, but months. I lived wherever my mom was over the summer times. And we would go visit for a week or two, or I was in the culture. I was not living in a hotel. I was living in a town, in a house, in a neighborhood, right? So we would go to the neighborhood markets. We would see what we would take the same public transit. You kind of try to blend into the culture and the environment you're in. I'm already going to be looked at because I'm larger than average. I am Asian. No matter wherever I go, I look Asian. So I try to look a little less um, noticeable. So I carry a different type of bag depending on the situation I'm in. Here at work, here where I live, here in Texas, I can walk around with cowhide print bag, and nobody cares. It's fine. But I could not carry that type of bag in Denmark. Their sense of style is different. The way they how I would be really my mom would be embarrassed. Let's put it that way. My mother would be embarrassed. She has given me many rules of what to wear and how to look whenever I visit. So yes, I have that mom. I have that family. And so it's very much like my mom doesn't like most of the bags I own, which is fine. She doesn't have to carry them. I do. And that's one of the biggest differences between like American designers and European designers is the look and the aesthetics, because the environment, the culture, and the people are different. The clothing you wear is different. The type of clothing you wear is different. In Europe, clothing is very expensive, at least the parts of Europe mother's at. And I'm talking Denmark, France, England, Belgium, Germany. Um, cost all of these countries, there's importation tax. Us in America, we're we're a country that consumes, but most countries want to protect their internal industry, so their own internally produced items are cheaper. Things that are imported cost more, a lot more, a whole lot more. So textiles, which predominantly is now imported from other countries, or clothing manufactured in other countries, are very expensive to import into other countries, let's say Denmark or Sweden or Norway. Scandinavian countries are notorious for this. So clothing has to be made better and last longer because it costs way more. Period. It just costs more. I told my mom, I said, Mom, what? Because whenever she comes to visit me, she goes home. She has a field day. She goes to Nordstrom. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cheap! Oh my gosh, this is so cheap!" And she's buying everything. She goes to Thailand 4 months out of the year, 4 to 6 months out of the year. Like, Mom, why don't you just buy this in Thailand? Oh, Thai stuff, I can buy Thai stuff, but everybody in Thailand wants European stuff, and here in America, you have everything. Like, you have everything, and it's so cheap, and these brands are so cheap. And she's like, and she goes to Neiman Marcus, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is Lafayette. Oh my gosh, this is Boss. Oh my gosh, this is, whatever, brand after brand after brand, cheap." And I'm like, "That's not cheap, Mom." She goes, "Yes, this is. You know how much it costs in Europe?" I'm like, "No, how much does that cost in Europe?" And she's like, I said, "Well, where do you shop in Europe? Like, what? I don't understand." Like, because when I would visit my mother, we never went clothing shopping. I said, when my mom says, "Well, honestly," she goes, I shop in boutiques because it's small small stores, very few department stores or big box stores. And if there is, it's like H&M, The Gap, United Colors of Benetton. It used to be that. Now it's probably not that anymore. It's probably still The Gap. Is The Gap still even in business? I don't remember. And so those are like expensive stores. So I said, well, what do Lucky and Dream care? My two sisters, like they're 30-year-olds, like what are they wearing? If you're shopping boutiques and this costs so much, like what do they wear? And she's, oh, they just get stuff from the market that's coming imported from the Middle East. I'm like, what? Because there's a lot of Middle Eastern immigrants who have moved into Northern European countries because of reasons, and they open businesses and they import a lot of stuff, really inexpensive textile clothing from other countries, but it's not the type of clothing my mother wants to wear, right? So she goes, clothing is just expensive. So when she comes to America, she's like field day. She's like, I have walked into a candy store and she's buying all these wonderful textiles. She's like on this brand and that brand, and then she just goes back to Europe and she doesn't buy anything again until she comes back to America every time, you know. What bags does my mom like? My mom has Louis Vuitton, Devil X or Devil, that Belgian brand that she has one of those bags, only one. She lived in Belgium for like 8 years. She mostly carries Louis Vuitton. She has one Dior, Lady Dior. My mother does not have a huge bag collection. My mother has like 5 really expensive bags, and that's it. You know, she's very classic, super minimal. She's excessive in her adornment when it comes to jewelry and accessories. My mom is common. My mother is that woman who gets called in the when you're coming through customs and they want to know how much money you're carrying with her. She's the one that gets called out. But that's my mom. She thinks nothing of wearing the king's ransom and jewels, but she just carries like the same bag for forever, and it's really well kept. She's very meticulous. She takes really good care for things, unlike me. Um, yes, American designers are fantastic. I love Ralph Lauren, one of my all-time faves. Yay! I love Ralph Lauren. Um, so it's not even about like quality and branding and because it costs so much money in Europe, they have to buy less and use it longer. It's just they don't have that much of it. They don't have there is no such thing as the $5 t-shirt. You cannot go into, I think at Old Navy, you can walk in there and get a tank top for $1.50. Or you could at one point in time. Those things don't exist. Like even when my sisters came to visit, when I got married and then when my sister got married, my Jennifer got married, my two sisters came from Denmark. They were just amazed at how cheap everything was here in America, which is not something you hear every day. But guys, they're in Denmark. Denmark's expensive. Small country. There's more people living in Houston than the whole country of Denmark, guys. Um, I love quality doesn't matter. It's all about quality. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. It's the quality of the textile and material, how it's made. My mother is a seamstress she loves to sew. I got that from her. So construction is important. She knows we were put through as young girls, we were sent to sewing classes because they believed that girls should have skills and sewing should be one of them. So we went to sewing classes and we learned how to do patterns and we learned how to sew, and I retained more of it than my twin. And so I look at things differently. I look at bags differently. I look at constructions and seams differently, especially as a plus size person. Clothing fits differently on a plus size. You can't just blow up a pattern. There's scale and proportion. Bodies do something different after the size of about 8, honestly. After size 8, you predictability of how your body will look, the flesh, how it forms the body is different based on genetics. So you can't. It's easy to make a clothing for a size 4, size 2, pretty standard. So I think that's and when you have to modify your clothing, you just look at everything differently. And that's the thing about plus size clothing. It costs more. It is always cost more. There's more material. You have to go to a specialty store. I was never in a regular size store since I was a teenager. So everything costs more. Again, I never knew what, a $10 t-shirt, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist, you know? So you spend a lot of money, so you want it to last a long time. And I look at bags that way too. I look at bags. That's why, as much as I love the cute factor of a lot of the Loungefly bags that Disney has, those are not constructed very well, guys. Loungefly bags are polyurethane, and they will get brittle and they will break within a year or two. If you want the bag for a year or two, have fun and enjoy it. But I like keeping things for a long time. I'm verging on hoarding here. Verging. Not there yet. Verging. I have a whole bucket of stuff that's leaving my house Saturday. I'm taking it down to consignment. It's going to go away. I'm done trying to sell it. I'm just going to get rid of it. Um, Y'all, I pay stupid money for a high quality fabric in construction clothing. Shoes, bags, can always tell quality fabrics. And well, the thing is, if you as an adult, I mean, I'm not like a kid going through growth spurts. I can wear clothes for years, and I do. I wear most of my clothing for years, not months, years, and they're fine. Night, Morella. Yeah, so I didn't mean to be all ranty Jackie time, but it's just one of those. I guess I got a bee in my bonnet because we just had kind of like a bunch of stuff happen this week, and it's just like some comments happened. Nothing horrible, but just like some other YouTube videos I've been watching. A lot of luxury YouTube has turned into pre-loved, mostly pre-loved. A lot of vintage, a lot of vlog sales are happening right now. A lot of people, because the economy, I mean, we just had like 10% layoff at Tesla. I don't work for Tesla here, but it was all over the news. People were working and they went to work and they couldn't get into their office. I have a bunch of friends who work for Tesla, so I'm like texting people like, "Hey, are you okay?" It's like some of the friends, they were okay, but their bosses were let go. So it looks like it kind of hit mid-management level, but 10%. Yeah, 2 hours. So anyway, but talking about bags, I do have some bags on my radar. I do have a bag coming in. I'm just chomping at the bit. If y'all watch Somewhat Adulting, I love her channel. She's one of the headless talking, YouTubers, and she showed a jewelry brand today and the brand called The Horse out of Australia. She showed it in her like five contemporary brand bags that she was looking at, and then I saw it from that video, and then I bought one. It's in the mail still. And hers have come in. She bought like three. Like if you haven't seen her video, go watch her video. I am just waiting for my bag to show up before I make the next purchase because I really want to get the Clementine. But I'm looking at new bag purchases really differently because there's so many amazing bags out there already pre-loved for pennies. For pennies, pennies from what comparatively. Like I cannot tell you how many $20, $30 awesome bags I own that are just amazing, that are well made, just need a little bit of help. And I think that adds I like age with my leather because it gets softer. I like the textile, the feel of leather as it ages. Now dry and brittle, that's bad. But when it's before the dry and brittle stage, if you can get it before that stage, you can keep it going. And there's so many things out there already out there. So I just like, oh, but this, if I just wait, I could get this for cheaper. Or it's not even about the value of I mean, I think these bags are value-wise very valuable, but for whatever reason, they're selling at $20 and $30. I'm going to buy them at $20 and $30 because I have a quantity issue. I like options. I like lots of options. I love changing out my bag 2 and 3 times a day. I really honestly look forward to picking out a new bag every single day. Speaking of new bag every single day, what bag should I take tomorrow? I'm probably hmm. I might just use that Mickey Mouse bag that I showed you guys. Because if I'm going to the consignment store, I don't necessarily want to take a really fancy bag with me. Um, I want something that I can sling around and not be tempted to just consign. I have a feeling that half of my consignment I'll be giving away or opting not to consign it and just donating it to Goodwill or something because I can't keep everything and I'm done trying to sell things. Um, I do have a Poshmark. It's the only thing I have listed. I haven't quite decided. I'm gonna talk to James about it. Like, should I just like let this go and just forget it and just move on? Um, I don't have the space to have the luxury to hang on to bags that I don't really want anymore. I don't think it's worth it, you know, to live with a house full of containers because I might sell something. I think I would rather just cut my losses, you know. I have such a hard time with Dooney pre-love because the prices are all over the board. Like, I don't understand how they can be such a huge price range for some exact. Okay, so Dooney, the Dooney pre-love relove market is very much driven by color and condition. There are certain colors that are highly sought after. If you see them, they will be more expensive. Anything in purple, anything in green, most um the cheapest ones you're probably going to find most often, blue, black, or bone. The ones that you can get for a good bargain tend to be navy. For some reason, navy's not the current color right now. Um, but all of the seasonal colors, pinks will go high price, yellow will go for a high price. Um, Black is kind of a dime a dozen because everybody has a black bag. It's kind of standard. They've been making the same silhouettes for so long that everybody has that bag. And they're so the thing with Dooney too is that you can get them from I Love Dooney, you can get them from Dooney.com, or you get them at the department store. So you can pay anywhere from $200 for that vintage or that satchel, that large satchel, to $600 for the same satchel, depending on where you purchased it from. So some people are going to say, this is a $300 bag pre-loved. Some people think, oh, I'll sell it for 50 bucks. I only spent 200 on it. It depends on where they bought it to begin with. And I think that's the big thing about hot pink is always more. Purple is almost like a unicorn color in the world of Dooney. Dark hunter green. Now Kelly green, not the same. Hunter green, the darker greens, those things premium, premium. If you see a dark green bag, take it and buy it from the store brand new. It will be cheaper than buying it. Fuchsia, like all the seasonal colors, those are just like oh my gosh. They're just hard. They come out and then they go on sale. If you don't get them the season they come out, a new color comes out. All the blues, like the bright blues, like they had Caribbean blue and they marine blue. They had I don't they're Dooney is not the best about naming their bags, but they name their colors. So a lot of people price the vintage older Dooneys more than I think they should be because of they probably cost them more when they initially bought them. I think right now is the only time I've seen Dooneys as cheap as I have brand new, like from I Love Dooney. Um, like I went to the outlet and they had brand new, never been purchased before, $170 for the large Florentine satchel. That is a $500 bag anywhere else. But this is from the store outlet because it was an old color, there was some damage on it, so they marked it down to $169 to move it. I'm like, what? That's the prices people are selling for, 200 is like pre-love. So it's just and there's certain styles and sizes that they don't make anymore. The barrel bag, for example, there's a certain luggage pieces is because they have such a bad archiving system. You cannot find it. You can't find information on it. You don't know when it showed up. You don't know which release it was in unless you find it in advertisements from like Macy's. Like they might have or Sears or so wherever they were sold, Dillard's, but Dooney themselves, it's like it's a free for all. So people are like, well, there's no comparison value because this doesn't exist. Like I have bought so many Alto bags for pennies because they don't know they're Alto bags. They don't know that these are $600 bags to start with. So they're selling them for 20 bucks because they're like, oh, well, it's a Dooney. That's why the prices are like all over the place. So you just have to keep looking and looking and waiting and offer, you know, green, any shade of green other than olive is always more expensive. Yes. I don't know what it is about green. The binocular bag from Fuchsia is gorgeous. Um, in Fuchsia. I think my favorite, okay, I can't say my favorite. I have to say the navy Florentine is something I collect. The French blue, whenever I can find the French blue right there, my French blue, my wall of blue, is probably my favorite blue in the pebbled leather. But then oh gosh, what's the name of that blue? There's a blue in the Florentine that came out that they don't have anymore. I need to pull that bag out. It's one of the bags I need to clean. But I don't know. I love blues. I love I have some greens. Some reason I keep buying bright Kelly green, but my sister keeps taking my green bags. So I stopped buying them because every time I buy one, she takes it. Anyway, guys, I am exhausted. So I'm going to say goodnight and we are going to probably I don't know what my weekend schedule is going to look like, but I'm doing some filming um for May. So my May schedule is going to look different. So the end up until the end of this month, these are all daily videos. They're going to be pre-filmed. They're, from before. And I'm starting to work on my new videos coming out in May. So right now, the plan is I have Tuesday, Thursday videos. I have Monday, Friday lives. So that gives me 3 days in the week where it's kind of nothing's planned by design by design. I'm trying to do that to put space in the schedule so I can do surprise live, surprise videos. I have more flexibility. So I'm trying to do as tags come up or response videos come up. I'm not so far scheduled out that I have no space. So but currently I'll have um uh Monday, Friday lives, Tuesday, Thursdays, pre-film videos. Wednesday and weekends will be up in the air, and I'll probably be live at some point this weekend, probably Sunday, to be honest. I'm going to probably work on my bag space tomorrow, and I need to pull out a bunch of different bags from my bins so I can condition them. They need to be rotated out. If you do store your bags in bins like I have to, you want to make sure you take them out periodically and you want to, in general, condition your bags at least once a year. There's people who say more. I don't, it depends on the conditions of your environment in your home. Humidity, air conditioning removes humidity out of your house. So too dry or too wet are the enemies to leather. So just perfect. We're the Goldilocks, you know, anyway, bye everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you, Linda. That's how I'm moving my bags in bins. Yeah, you can move them in bins. Just be very conscious of if you're leaving them. So when you're moving them in bins, if you're moving them with you in your vehicle or a trailer, remember your trailer is going to be very hot. So if you're putting them in a bin, make sure you put in a moisture absorbing item in that bin. So when moisture is trapped in there, it's not going to the leather, right? Because you're going to have heat and moisture, especially if you're driving with a trailer. If it's going from one state to the next 3 days, 4 days, you're fine. If you're going to be putting it in like a storage area, make sure it has your bags are expensive, ma'am. If you're taking your really nice expensive bags with you in your car, like with your 4 cats, make sure you just put some moisture absorbing silica packets or something in with those bags. Just take a look. They should be fine. Don't stress out about it, but you're changing environments. You're changing from I know where you're moving to. Humidity is going to be your evil friend with heat. Yeah. So think of a plastic container as the perfect environment for moisture trapping. So you might even want to put some holes in those containers. Airflow is very important for leather. Yeah, if they're in your car, drill some holes in the sides of those containers or something, so some air can get through and it can release, so that you're not trapping in moisture and you're letting it escape, and you'll be fine. It's only going to take a few days. It's not like it's a long-term storage plan. Yes, desiccant. Yes, you wanted to take desiccants in the. You can buy them off Amazon and just throw them in your bags, and then just put some holes in the plastic bins so that air can move through because of the well, you have AC on, AC's off, you're going to be parking, they're going to be there overnight wherever you're staying, you have cats. I mean, there's just going to be drama. Drama. Good luck on your move. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's only a few days. Um, I would wrap them in towels probably. I wouldn't put plastic in plastic, just wrap them in fabric, put them in the bins and just put the bins in your car. It'll be fine. So anyway, okay, bye guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And Craig, I will text you in a few minutes. And I will see everybody this weekend. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.